Wow, so it's certainly been a minute, hasn't it? So it's gonna be a bit of a long video. I got lucky that the competition in Paraguay, the Pan Ams, they did have some recordings. So we're gonna do Lugones, and if you want just a video, just look in the description. I'll link to just the video itself that I found. Other than that, I'm gonna do a rundown of Lugones, and then I posted the videos that I could find from my matches. And first off, we'll just talk about the competition, right? We got third place. I was sick the week before, and I fenced without my weapon. So let's talk about. So 2 weeks before the competition, right? About that, I get back from Heidenheim. I go for a jog. My left foot, I feel like my ankle is gonna fall off. It's actually just crazy. I go to the doctor. And he says, you'll be fine. It's a slight tendonitis, but right, I aggravated it by running on it and probably the whole traveling being stiff the whole time. Honestly, now it feels pretty good. You know, I got to do my exercises, my stretches here and there, keep icing it. So now it feels fine. But before the competition, I was, that was week, like about 2 weeks before the competition. So I rested that whole week. And then I was like, all right, cool. It doesn't hurt that much anymore. But, you know, like it still kind of hurt on a Sunday. But I was like, I can kind of manage this. I was definitely worried about it about a week up, and I still like it was almost there, but I was still getting worried. But that was the least of my concerns because on the Monday after that I got a cold. So 1 week before my competition, I get a cold and I can't go train. Right, I can't even go. I can't even go do a checkup at the physio. I've got a cold. Right, it's basically full of COVID symptoms. So no one's gonna let me in anywhere. So I had to rest. So the lesson here, right, is what I tell myself here is, or to anyone really in general, is if honestly though, if you're not ready 2 weeks before a competition, what you will learn those 2 weeks, other than just maintaining your body, you're not ready. If you're not ready 2 weeks for a competition, you're not ready. So I felt ready 2 weeks before. I was fresh off Heidenheim. I was full of confidence, but the best thing I could do on that day was to just rest. And I'm glad I did because I'm 100% sure if I fenced, I would have either injured myself more and then just had to forfeit and not gotten this last result. So now let's go up to leaving for the competition, right? Right before I left, I managed to take one lesson. My cold was gone and my lesson worked, no pain, nothing. So I left on like a Friday night. And on a Thursday night, I was able to take a lesson and I was fine for the most part. I felt fine. So that was very encouraging. I didn't take the lesson because I wanted to be I thought it would be the game changing lesson. It was a lesson because I wanted to make sure I felt okay, and for the most part I did. And then getting there, so these are long flights from Canada. For us in Vancouver, we had to fly to Toronto, Toronto to Panama, Panama to Paraguay. Three 5 to 6 hour flights, very long. Other than being a long flight, it was okay. It is what it is, right? You try to sleep. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to sleep that way, and I'm trying to make it match so that when I get there, I knew I arrived late, so I wanted to still be tired. So on the last leg of the flight, I tried not to sleep just to make sure that I could actually fall asleep. So to our surprise, when we got there, our bags were lost, and that was a shocker. But what we did do in Vancouver, just in case, what we do a lot is so me and all the other guys, we put one of each other's weapons in each other's bags in case only one of our bags make it. And what we also do is we put our mask, our glove, body wire, jacket, souplastron, all your whites, plus your mask, you put in your carry-on. All the airports will let you do that. There's no problem to have your mask in your carry-on. The only thing you can't really do is bring an epee as a carry-on, obviously, for the obvious reason as it's a weapon. So we got lucky on that. I had my whites, I had my shoes. I was okay on that front. I didn't really have a change of clothes. That's awkward, but what can you do? I went to the mall, got some clothes. So we got there, and none of our bags made it. We were like, what the heck? So we all had our whites, but no nothing. So we got there like 2 3 days earlier, so we figured that we had a lot of time. And the next morning they call us and they're like, actually your bags are still in Toronto. And we were like, not even like in Panama, right? First like in Canada. And apparently, right as of right now, Toronto Airport is absolutely swamped, understaffed. Lots of people not working, so things are getting a lot left and right. So lesson here for Cairo, I'm going to book a flight that does not go through Toronto. Just not going through that again. Other than that, so when we landed, no bag, so we're like, okay, whatever. It's some other people lost their bag, but they got it like the next day. So we had hope. All right, should be fine. Other than that, like we're at the hotel. Like it's depending on country you're going. Hotel standards are pretty low. This hotel, our first room, so we went to one room. And it was really late, and so for one, our shower didn't have any hot water, and for two, our toilets didn't flush. That was really awkward, but we were like, okay, let's just take a cold shower and go to bed and see what happens. But just like after a flight, taking a cold shower just sucks. It is not comforting at all. So we did that. We got up next morning, still no signs of our bag. Next morning we find out that our bags were still in Toronto. So we're like, okay, cool. We still have like 2 days. This one, I'm getting a little worried, so I'm starting to look at the entry list for both weapons, see who's French grip, looking around. But a lot of the EPEs haven't arrived yet, so I can't really do much. So we told ourselves we'll still have 2 days. We'll just wait it out. So there, I'm still not worried yet. And then next day, still no bags. As far as we know, we've been told our bags have not been scanned in Panama yet. They're still in Toronto. Shout out to our club owner here in Toronto, who is apparently just on the phone, absolutely blasting Air Canada to find our bags. But at that point, I'm just like, I might have to fence pistol grip if I can't find a French grip. But I did find originally I did find a lady, I believe, on the Panama team, and she had a French grip. So when my limit is Spanish, I was able to ask her, can I borrow a weapon if I need to? And she did say yes, so I had kind of a backup. At least I wouldn't have had to fence pistol, but I'll be honest, like her weapon was just not good. I did not like her weapon. It was her third, and it's fine. Like she didn't owe me anything. She didn't need to give me a weapon, but like it was still her third weapon. It was this really flicky Veneti. I was really hoping I didn't have to fence with that, because honestly, I would rather fence pistol. So here we are now. At this point, I'm panicking, but the U.S. team had some blades that they have in case some of their fencers kind of have something like us. And so what I did is I found the stiffest one in that bag. I took it, and then I had to find a bell guard, a grip, and all that good stuff. Shout out to Anna van Broomen. She had the Prier pommels that I really like. She actually had one of those, and she had a Harut French grip. It's one of those US ones. They're very similar to the Prier ones that I used to use, like the wooden ones. So I was pretty happy with that. So I managed to build that, and after that I was just like, tomorrow, at this point, I'm just getting mentally ready to not fence with my weapon. It is what it is. I have all my whites. I just got to focus. So I grabbed the Canadian coach, Charles Saint-Hilaire, and I'm just like, we need a weapon we need to do a lesson until I feel comfortable. So we did a 1 hour lesson. Or I think even an hour and a half maybe, but who knows. I was just there. I was like, bunch of things, right? I need to make sure my foot's feeling fine, my leg's fine. My cardio's fine, like I was like, and then I just need to make sure this weapon fits my hand. And thankfully it did. I got used to it pretty fast. And then we got like a glimmer of hope when they found the Canadian bag at the airport with epees in it. And then everyone's like, oh my god, like, so since we have a weapon in each, we're gonna get it. And it turns out it was actually one of the ladies' bags. Which I was happy for her to get her bag. And at that point, I was already very mentally ready to fence with this weapon that I just made. So it was good. I felt okay, and thankfully the other girl in the Canadian team, she has also French grip, so I had a backup French grip that wasn't that bad. So overall, confidence was going okay. And now we're just gonna skip over to another view where I'm just gonna go through the pools, and then I'll talk about the Tableau, and then we'll do Lugones reviews. So to all of you with this third place, this is huge. This is the best result of my career. I believe I'm now 61 in the world, which is insane. I honestly, to some extent, I never thought I could get this far. I didn't think I was that good. So in my mind, like, if I can do this, any of you watching can, please just go follow your goals. Make them attainable, but please go work for them and do your best. because if you work hard, things do come to you. So let's move on and do the Tableau thing. Okay, so let's just run down these pools, shall we? So let's see here. So I started off. I went in and I was pretty confident. There's like compared to like a lot of the Pan American fencers, right? Especially the ones you don't see often. They don't go out because their federations don't have a lot of money and they themselves don't have a lot of money. So you tend to get very scrappy fencers who are not used to international exposure, right? So it's less refined, but it's a bit more brutal, and that can take some time to get used to. Thankfully, I was okay. I went into this pool. First thing that popped out is, oh god, I have 6 instead of 7. And to me, a lot of these pools, right, when it's instead of going 3-2, I could be going 4-6, but whatever. I overlooked it right away because I knew it was needless to bother with that. I looked at it. I didn't know who this guy was. I've never fenced who this guy before. I know who Yeser is, obviously. I know who Castillo is, but I wasn't too worried, and I know who Takani is. So I went in immediately, and these guys, I couldn't find them. I'd fenced Yeser before, fenced Takani before, I'd fenced Castillo before. This guy, I fenced him first. Short righty, really fast. I saw him warm up, so I had a bit of an idea. So I said, if I keep my tip on and I don't make any silly mistakes, I'll be fine. I started off and I was like, I need to show him that I mean business. Didn't attack, and he just missed. So I was like, okay, respect this guy a bit more. Like, really wait for your attack, make it sharp. I kept my tip a bit more on. Got an attack to the arm. Got a second one. After that, I got a parry, just barely. And I was up 4-3, and then he went in for something really big, which this is where I knew the experience came in. He panicked, and I just went in. Relatively easy win, but it did start off a little close. After that, I actually had Amador. He was a lefty. He was kind of strong, but like he just didn't know how to set up attacks, so he just went in. And I also saw that the guy coaching him was an ex-Cuban fencer who was lefty. I forgot his name, but like he liked to look a lot for the blade and then go into a flesh. So I knew there was a good chance I wasn't gonna get lunged at, but like the blade movements were so big, I got a toe hit, hand hit, and then just more going into his attacks. I was happy with that. So right there, right off the bat, I was like, well, I don't know if this is the best way to think, but in my mind I was like, well, at least I made it out of pools. And then I fenced Takani. This was a overtime loss, unfortunately. And I became a little bit complacent. My first single, like he came forward, I disengaged. Like he likes to look, and then he keeps his arm short. So I got to disengage, arm hit, and I was being very cautious. Then after that, I got a little scared. I was going too much for doubles as opposed to my opportunities, and he got one. And same thing at 3-3 to go into overtime. I was retreating instead of looking forward. And it was just honestly just very cowardly fencing in my opinion. After that, I fenced Castillo. To me, I was like, okay, just bring your game in and you'll be fine. And he got too close. I did a nice lunge, flesh, right, missed thigh, go in, and then he attacked, I ducked, and then I got 3 doubles. So overall for me, this was a very manageable bout. I think this could have been a 5-1 or 2, but you take the wins, and that's it. Yeser, I was really annoyed at myself because he was up 3-0 right away. He kind of rushed me, and then I tried to rush him back at 2-0. I brought it back to 4-3, but like I did not like the beginning compared to the end. It's one of those bouts where I got stumbled, and in pools you cannot get stumbled like that, right? And so here we are, 3-2 overall, right? I didn't have my own weapon, which sucked, but I did everything I could the day before. I got myself ready. I fenced a lot with this weapon, and any losses, not the weapon's fault. They're my fault, and we go with that. So here, then we go into the tableau, and I see, okay, 24. It's not bad, not great. I get Mr. Hector Cap from, I believe, Guatemala, and He was I don't know, fast little kid, but he was young, lacked experience, and this is a weird moment. But like the few hits he got, I really got caught off guard. Step lunge, and I couldn't have done anything. But what I felt after is after he lost to me, his like to let me know how you feel about that. But his coach was screaming at him. This kid was almost in tears. Like, and I mean like screaming. I felt bad. I couldn't help but walk up to the kid after and he'd tell him like, you know what, dude, you're quite good. Do not whatever this guy's saying, like it doesn't sound like it's productive. It's making you not like fencing. To me, I was like, you need to just keep training, focus, and don't be so down, right? And I gave him some tips, like try to move me around, stuff like that. But man, like honestly, I felt for him because I don't like getting yelled at like that. I don't think many do. Uh, it's a very old school way, and it really just gets people to quit, in my opinion. So if you're watching, Mister Cap, I think you are very good. You just need more experience, and if that's actually how you like getting coached, then I'm sorry for intervening. But to me, it doesn't look like you liked it. Then Roa, now this was a roller coaster. So I had fenced this guy in Paris. He trains in Paris actually, and training. And I'll be honest, I kind of slapped him around at practice. So I went in a little too confident, and I got a little upset at just random things. I couldn't quite get in the zone. The next thing I knew, right, and he was fencing like really his arm was out, and I couldn't find a way in. And 13-8. So I said, okay, the time to wait for things, right? It's time to just take some risks. So, right, I set up a toe hit, boom, 13-9. Then I just kind of get a hand hit. Cool, 13-10. And then I'm like, all right, he's nervous. I'm going to do a run and duck. Prêt, aller, run, duck, goes right under. From there, I knew I won that bout because his body language just changed. He no longer fenced with his arm out. He was super reserved. Right, and then like arm back here, I can find my pick. Another toe hit. Then I just wait, stop hit. Then another toe hit. Then 14-13 with that arm back, I just move around, I look for a hit. He fleshes double, like way out of distance. I win the bout. Sick. Lugones, I'm going to review right now. I'm going to fast forward. We're going to review after this because to me, like this guy absolutely clapped me a few years ago at the last World Cup. It was 5-0 and I didn't understand. And a lot of it came down to my footwork and mistakes that I actually made against Kano as well. Or Kano, as some would like to hear from Japan. That I did not let myself get punished by. So we're going to review that. So we're going to skip there. But to me, this was like, this is the bout that shows me how much I've improved. Garcia. This is also on YouTube. I'm not going to comment over it, but it was a good bout. This guy is one of the nicest dudes. But he was up a bit at the end. Like, it was kind of close, and at one point he was up 10-5. And then I just started setting up hits. Like, I was moving. You can see, like, my tip was sharp. I went in confident. And his body language at 14-12, I just saw something. And to me, it said, like, he told himself one more. And I was like, bout's not done. Like I'm getting 3 more. Sorry. And I just saw an opportunity to exploit. Ran up. I did a sick parry. Go check it out. That's for 14-13, and then with how nervous he was, I knew I could either get a toe hit or set up toe to the body, as you'll see. And then for 14-14, in my opinion, he just panic fleshed, and I was ready. And that's that. So there, I'm absolutely just, like, I'm pretty sure people heard me yelling from across the world. And against Lugo, that'll be on that's also the video. I found it. Thank you, Slicer Saber. Lugo, this was, my legs were dead. Or, like, they were getting there. But I think my mentality here was bad. Well, not all bad, but right? I didn't start giving everything I had until I had to. I think I should have been like, well, I'm almost dead, right? Because if you see the video, it starts at 2-2, but when he did he did a double to get 2-1 on me, and I cramped. So I immediately, this I learned in Montreal back when I first cramped. But as soon as you feel something, just take your medical if you can. So I took my 5 minutes right away, and it's probably the best decision. But what I regret not doing is at the end I had a bit of a comeback, and it's because I gave everything left. But like, what if I, in my mind, what if I gave everything I had and then tried to survive, right? Like instead of giving, like, you know, giving whatever's the last 20% in the tank, like why didn't I just do that? Like why leave that for the end? Like it's, I can always find more energy if I, it's always easier to find something if you're leading, but when I'm making an impossible comeback, why didn't I give everything before? But overall, you'll see there's an attack where I'll put up the picture right now. And there's an attack where I just straight up miss, and it happens twice. You'll see on the picture, the video, the photographer actually gets it. So that's where our day ends. 3rd place Pan Ams, that's pretty cool. So now let's move on to a Lugones bout review, shall we? And here we go. Okay, so here we go. So the video unfortunately starts off where I get my first hit. And so I kind of use my my Ciclosi framework against this guy. Because what that means is he's very tall and he likes defense with his arm out. And I know he trains in Hungary, so they all have that similar niche where every time they back up is because they want to attack you. And if you can kind of get rid of the confidence on that, it really helps. For my first hit though, like in my mind, I knew I was getting a hand hit or a toe hit. The arm out, and then he was willing to back up. I took the first minute passivity for sure. If he wants to attack out of distance, I would have taken it. If he didn't, I would, fine, whatever, I don't care. It's up to you, right? Right, so I just waited and until he got kind of fell asleep. Boom, boom, go for a toe hit. I got it. So now I'm up 1-0. So let's go ahead and watch. Then like you can see he says like he thinks he missed, but honestly I absolutely smoked him. But you know, he can have that confidence if he wants it. Right, and then there I'm alright. I've kind of started off where I wanted to. But here's one thing that I learned from with Kano, right? You see, like, let's pretend this is my front foot, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. Against Kano, a few times I want to step for attack, right? Get my front foot, then I immediately bring up my back foot. And then I would get caught in there. And that's something I used to do a lot. So 3 years ago, so right, at the last Vancouver World Cup, he beat me like 5-0, and I didn't understand how. And this was it. I would try to set up an attack, and then I would bring up close, and then he would just pounce into it. And I would just get absolutely murdered. So here I was like, footwork wins the day. And obviously, right, every time he backs up, it's because he wants to set up an attack, so we just wait. Right, so watch as this. I'm really careful on my footwork this bout. See, out of distance, we take those, right? I'm not. See how he attacks, and he's expecting me to just kind of get too close. I show one. Boom, right? He wants to attack way out of distance. A lot of, like, realistically, a lot of people, this could be a double, but French grip, my single. Alright, and here I'm like, alright, good start. I kind of have him where I want him. Now he's pushing a lot. But see, every time there's this. Boom, boom, right, he retreats. No way in heck am I actually following up closer into that. So here, I know I'm scared. Like, this is not where I want to be. So right there, go watch my match with Ciclosi. I got a Ciclosi flashback. I was like, this hit specifically, I just told, if that happens again, I'm going to lose this bout. So I was like, just forget it, move on. Okay, just, if you watch the Ciclosi bout, like, more than one hit happens like this, I was like, you let that happen again, it means you're not in control. So I was like, we need to pressure more hand. Boom, right? So here, this wasn't planned, but this is just like you're trying. You put yourself where his hand, like I put myself where his hand might be. Right? Odds are, right? He's a very straight fencer. Boom, right? His hand's low. It's gonna have to come by there. Right? So I just kind of place myself where he's gonna go. Boom. Does that happen often? Not really. But right? It doesn't cost me anything. And right, the worst case scenario is nothing happens and I just get another chance. Those are just kind of, they're free, but you don't necessarily rely on them. You just put yourself, you make your own luck kind of deal. Right, so here, right? See here? Unexperienced me from Germany would have brought this foot back here and been off balance. But here I was like, nope. Right, see this here again. Just more hand attempts. So here I was a little scared, but this is where I learned, right? Like, this is where I said, don't go for the duck thing. Just fight for everything. I was like, fight duck, and then he grabs the 8, and I get the riposte, right? It's unfortunate, right? See, he grabs the 8. I managed to block it out. I do a little flagpole dance, and I get it. So this is where, right, someone grabs you an 8. You can use that energy to push them out and get the hit. It's called a seeding parry. But the one thing I said is, just don't duck. Like, you're just going to lose again. So there, like, you can tell, he's, this is not the bout he had 3 years ago. Then here, the first thing on my mind is don't be passive. But 2 seconds left. Boom. So here, first minute, all I can really tell myself with my coach is, right, good start, but don't stop. This bout is far from over, right? Lugones, once upon a time, a few years back, he wasn't top 16 in the world. Like, this guy is no slouch. So it's just you stay proactive and you really try not to get to the back of the strip. But what's important, right, is he likes defenses that are more out, right? So what that does is it gives me his distance. Like, this is his extension distance. So, right, it's always here. All I have to do is respect his lunge distance, not his hand rank. It's not lunge hand or whatnot. It's just, he's already out here. So respect the legs, make him, and as soon as you see this, then I have a chance. Right, because there's 2 layers. It's one, pull back, there might still be a parry. So we got to respect this, like this part, and the legs as well. But to me, it was just like respect the legs distance, and then his hand. You already kind of know where it's going to be most of the time. So here, but the one thing I really didn't feel like it was to not be pushed. Alright, so this is... See, the arm comes out. The legs. Okay, fine. Your arm's still back. I'm going to keep trying. But the whole time, I'm not like... I didn't feel that threatened. So, right, just like I said, arm, and I'm like, oh, there's that second layer. I'm going to keep trying, and I get it. Honestly, to me, that hit... like the second remise wasn't necessarily planned, but the action plan, I'm getting a double at worst, especially on a timing like that. Oh, this is honestly one of my favorite hits. But like again, this is just me putting my tip where his hand might be, but he's getting jittery. So I think I would get the hit right after that too. Right? So I draw the distance. This time he comes in. Boom. I get the hand. But like that was so wide, I had the one after. Right? So I got the message. So right, let's rewind. Right, the whole time I know I'm starting to get parries out of him. Right, pull, oh, pull, boom. Look how wide that was, right? So this was a bit of a confident power move, as it were. But like, I didn't mean to hit the hand. I put it where his hand would be if I did something provocative, and it was there. Then after that, I still would have gotten the drawer pull. But we're good, confident. Like we're not going to the back like a silly nanny. All right, so here, this is another one. He's kind of, he showed me his distance, sure, but like his arms out. Take the blade, I dare you. I just need to remiss now. We're good. And see, that was like dangerously close to being my single. We're good. We're happy. Right? He's showing me his distance with his hand. Like I just got to respect the legs, not the hand. And that's in that scenario, not in general. So this one here, this body feint, I knew I was in his head. Like look at the reaction. Like look at that. Just for those, watch it again. Look at him go 1, 2. Now I know I have a mental edge. I bet you I get hit right after this too. But there I was like, oh no, okay, yeah, see? His hand, this right after, see? Because I knew this would happen, all I gotta do is try. Did I mean to get that? Yes and no, but I put myself where it would be. If he wants to be wide, give it to me. Boom. Right? This is just putting myself in a situation that I don't have to risk much, and if he reacts how I think he will, I got it. So here I'm scared. I'm in the back of the piece and it's way too free. So I'm really trying to bust myself out. But he gets it. Honestly, really good, right? He pushes. And yeah, he just gets me to follow him a little too much. And I shake it off and I just tell myself, it's cool. 8-3, not a big deal. You're going to have to lose some points here and there. That's part of fencing. Okay, so here I actually felt really bad, but like I'm I slipped on something. Like like there was water or something. Like it was really moist in the room. I felt really bad because he was on momentum. This was not me just being like I'm back as a strip and I need to stop him. I do feel bad, but like I slipped on something and I had to stop it because I mean I could say like I didn't want him to slip, but honestly I didn't want myself to slip. Uh, you could like the ref could have yellowed me, but like there was something on the strip, like it's water or whatever, like not malicious. Anyway, if you can believe me or not, but this was not malicious. This was me not wanting someone to get injured, mostly myself. Right, because like if you think about it, right, that's where he wanted me to be, and all of a sudden I just stopped the bout. So there is reason for him to think that I just stopped the bout because not a great person. But he got it right after, and this is textbook, like, don't stand up. But, like, look at his timing, right? This is really good. Boom, and then he sees it on my step. I actually got around the 8, but I stood up and flicked it too. This is me not following my game plan. Great hit by him. He didn't get phased by me stopping the bout, so cool. There it is. See, this is better, right? I don't care if he fleshes, right? My legs are... See, this night and day here, right? Night and day. Back up. He thinks he's gonna get something. but I'm actually on my legs. My arm is even not high, but my legs are ready. I get a double. We're happy with that. It's probably one of my favorite hits. I was like, I need to stop backing up, right? So I need to show something. I want to try hit, but the toe hit, and it was close, but I felt imbalanced, and he looked like he just lost all sense. So I felt it. I can't say it was planned. Like these lunge flushes aren't planned. It's just I do them so often at practice and lessons, what have you, that when I see someone off balance, I get it. But to me, like this was a power move. I can't really see. Like based on the frame before, my legs were still low, so I was able to double out on that. So we're happy there. As long as the legs are working, we're happy. Now he's pushing like crazy. I'm actually so scared. Yeah, he gets that one. So like, look how fast. I think. So we're what? Let's see how many seconds it takes for me to just fall back with the borderline no attempts. So between 8 to 10 seconds is zero attempt to not get to the back. So here, I asked to bend my blade. My blade's fine, by the way. I asked to bend my blade just because I was like, I need to breathe, rethink. Don't let myself get compressed like this. You will get hit sometimes. Like, it happens. You're just going to lose hits. It's not a big deal. But live and learn. Lazy. Oh, look at me stand up. Just Statue of Liberty again. So 2 times here where I just get complacent and very lazy. Those 2 hits could have been costly. Right? So refocused. Fortunately, like it's very hard to pressure back, but I instantly just try to get back in there. I need to gain that mental edge back. There you go. Alright, so now there's a bit more on my terms. You see, because he wants the flat foot. I go. Boom. Get him. Alright, so now I'm really not letting myself. So that was one of the first times he really backed up and countered. I was a little annoyed at myself. You can see. But it was good. Like, just clean hit, reset, refocus. Alright, so now I'm really trying not to give, like, anytime he tries something, I give it back. I give something back. Yeah, see, this time, like, I'm not giving you a chance. All right, just try. You try something? Nope, I'm trying again. Heck no. All right, he wants that front step forward, right? He wants to attack on here and double. Again, my legs are ready. I'm good. All right, it's not very technical. It's just general game plan. If I have to fix something technical here, oh man, something's wrong, right? Something's wrong with me. It's all about game plan. This was lazy. Like the setup was so good, and then we just stand up and hope we get a double. So this is complacent fencing. Don't do this. Don't just assume you're gonna get a double. Not just backing up for. Oh, there you go. Okay, okay. So a bit less backing up. That's fine. So we're about to go to the pause. So here, 1 minute. I need one more point. Last thing on my mind is get a double, right? I just tell myself I need to fight for it and try not to be too complacent. I am a little tired there, but that's zero excuse. I have plenty of juice left in the tank. I say I'm still trying. I'm trying to be still proactive. So again, here my reaction's a little bit lazy. Right, it's not really a lunge, it's a flunge flat pull. So here I'm like, don't back up, just go, go, go. Go forward, make it work for it. Boom. Right, I'm getting these things. Why am I not working with them? Well, guess what? I decided to. I get that one, I think. Yeah. One. And life is good, right? So right there, right? I had like the hit before. I was like, okay, don't do like you did Ciclosi. Don't just wait for things to happen. Go make it work. Take your risk. Take some chances, right? No risks, no reward sometimes. But so that wasn't a huge risk. I just went hand, 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 and I was like, fine, I got it. But what I didn't do is just leave again. Hope to God he get a double. Even a double, like you want that to be on your terms. You want it to be because he attacked and you thought you'd get a simple. So to me, this was the gatekeeper bout. If I could beat this guy, I would have shown how much how much I've improved, how much I've grown. Much like this channel, we've grown a lot, and I'm glad you guys are on that journey with me. So let's keep it up. Like, comment, subscribe, do the good stuff. Leave me your comments in the comments below, obviously. And thank you for watching. And thank you again. Hopefully there's more of these to come.